Hello and welcome to today's talk time. Now, my little brain was thinking, what on earth am I going to talk about? But something flashed into my mind, and I thought, that could be a very interesting topic for some. And I wanted to share my thoughts on the importance of action rather than just imagination and manifesting your dreams, thinking about what it is that you want to achieve in the new year that's coming up and actually making sure you turn up and do it instead of just thinking about it. So it's really about that and getting into that mindset of a winner. Okay, so buckle up. I hope you enjoyed today's talk time. Righty. So, a lot of people come into my sessions wanting to achieve goals and they fall short. Their motivation is lagging, things aren't turning out, and the procrastination monster is well and truly entrenched. How do we get from that stuckness mindset to action orientation? Now, one of the things that's really important is emotion. So if we're scared of something, we're going to avoid it. So if we're scared of failure or scared of the unknown, things like that can often deter us from taking action straight away. The thing is, if we keep on doing that, we're really not living life fully. We're living, I guess, the default version, I guess it's okay version. If we want to be creators and architects of our life and our journey and where we end up, it is important that we look at what's important to us. What kind of life do you want to live? What's the space that you want to work? What is your goals around travel? What is your goal around your home and how you set that up? There are many things that we have to decide in our lifetime. And sometimes we accidentally just fall into things. It's not really as designed as maybe it could be. So if you're one of those people that isn't quite even sure what you want, it starts with a bit of a mind dump. Like, what is my best life? What would that look like? What would that sound like? What would that feel like? Starting with a bit of a dump of ideas and then looking at it. Now, I used to run a few of these manifesting your life workshops, and I'd get people to look through magazines and find pictures or words that called to them about their vision. And I would get them to create a vision board, and they would happily tinker for a half a day, just cutting out these pictures and looking through and just really thinking, what is calling to me? What is it that I want to manifest in my life? So thinking about this is important, because if we're really clear about what it is that we want, we're more likely to action it. If we're still a bit fuzzy, then we get stuck there. Okay, so we're not going to be taking any bold moves anytime soon. So brainstorming, what is it that's important to you is often a beginning point. Also, what are the beliefs that are holding me from actioning that? That's also very important. So having that winner's mindset, how do we get there? We start to imagine as if we are there right now. What would that look like, sound like, feel like? Now, some people can't visualize, fine. How would that feel? What would I be saying to myself? A lot of times when we start to invest a little bit more focus, a little bit more time and energy in fantasizing what that would be like, we begin to move towards it. I'm a great believer in where attention goes, energy flows. So if we want to manifest something that's important to us, we must really build up that attention and then pay attention. What are the little miniature decisions that you could make today that moves you towards that goal rather than away from it? The goals, dreams, and desires list, they need to be realistic, but sometimes we can do really grand goals that maybe we don't know how we're going to get to it yet, but it's important to us. That's fine too. Pop that in somewhere, because sometimes it's a long game. Sometimes it's like 10 years out, 20 years out. Where do you want to be? And all of the decisions that you make now then allow you to move towards that you want 10 years, 20 years out. Retirement, what does retirement look like? What kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Who do you want around you? What's important to you around the memories that you've built by the time you get to retirement? A lot of people, they kick themselves because they haven't gone traveling when their body's been in the best condition. They've waited until they're retired, and now their body's tired. They can't walk up those big mountains that they might have wanted to visit when they were younger, and they miss out on doing those big, exciting journeys that test their comfort zone. So if you are, in that place where you think, yeah, what are some things that if I didn't do in my lifetime, it would disappoint me? I would like to have been able to achieve that. Have a think, maybe that needs to go on your vision. Prioritize what comes first, what needs to occur to get to the next step, the next step, the next step. Sometimes working backwards, like you go, okay, well, in 5 years' time, I want to be there. So what are the things that I might need to achieve that's going to get me to that 5-year goal? And that's where we can start to work on action-orientated steps. Diary it in, make a date with destiny. Make sure that if you've got missing information, you don't know how to do it yet, think, are there mentors that you can connect to, have a coffee over and brainstorm those how-to moments? Because you don't have to be alone in your goals-orientated journey. You can absolutely fill your life with experts that have already done it, that can give you the template on how to do it. You don't have to sort of think about it from scratch. Sometimes people have already the way to go about that you can fast track yourself there. So you have to think about that. Are there experts that have already achieved that goal that you desire, that you could maybe pick their mind over a good coffee, or maybe shout them to a great dinner? And more often than not, people are happy to share their information about how they got to where they got to. The winner's mindset, though, needs to also have belief that it's possible. So I can speech, I can do this. Not only can you do it, let's make it easy. So in that hypnotic sort of basic suggestion toolbox, it's nice to kind of not only be able to believe you can do it, but to make it easy. Like, yeah, not only do I make it easy for myself, I enjoy it. So let's add a little bit more to that very, very clear suggestion. If you've got limiting beliefs, it's important to put them in past tense, okay? So I had been, I was, I used to, now I am on track to achieving my goal as ... and this makes me feel ... and whenever I do this, it makes it easier. So what are the steps? What are the things? How do you want to feel? Have a think about that. Discover what it is for you, because that's then hypnotizing you into that winner's mindset. Okay? If you wanted to get fit for something, how do you get fit? Go to an expert who's done it before or knows how to do that easily. Don't try and work it out all by yourself. Although, that can be an adventure too, it's much easier to get advice by asking someone for a little bit of support, a little bit of guidance, and away you go. You've just got a much more firm plan that will take you to success, rather than running little experiments that might fail and accidentally compound, oh, this is too difficult. I can never do this. Okay? Believe in yourself. Back yourself from the inside. Even when no one's listening, you need to be your own inner best friend on the inside. That belief that you can do it. I see a lot of different types of people. There are people who are constantly achieving things. And the difference to those people, to the ones that are coming up with great ideas but never quite actioning them, is that action process. So if you don't diary it in and make it happen, it's not going to happen. So it's really important to prioritize those goals, dreams, and desires somewhere in a diary, whether it's electronic, and whittle away at it, work on it, consistently. We're habit beings, okay? So if we want to move towards a new direction, we're going to have to break away from some of the old habits and create new positive habits. We don't have to do it all overnight, like night and day, reinventing ourselves. We can if we want to, but we can do it in little tiny achievable steps. So if we want to get on top of our health and well-being, it might be, let's start small with achievable goals. Let's focus on the movement rather than the diet and the movement. You can do both, but sometimes just becoming an expert at one area and creating a new habit and routine helps you then to do the next step, which might feel a little bit more challenging. Okay. If it's in business, sometimes I've got lots of people come to me and they want to be self-employed, because being employed by someone can come with its own issues. So being self-employed gives you some freedoms around how you want to use your time and how you want to earn your dollars. You can create your business your way, in line with your values. However, it's not for everyone. I understand that, but I do meet a lot of people who would like to be successful in business people, and they seem to fall short, and that fear and that follow through is sort of getting in the way. So if we've got a mindset which is getting in the way, it's important to brainstorm what's going on here. How do I begin to be a bit more brave, to take action and run the experiment? Because most people who are successful in business did not do it in a straight line. Okay, they maybe had a number of experiments that didn't quite work, but you'll never know about that because that's their past. You only see the one that was successful. So you're thinking, oh, well, they were lucky, they got into that. Well, they might have done 10 or 20 other things before they hit pay dirt. You know, they got it right and they worked out exactly where they needed to be, their particular area of expertise, and was able to launch it to market. Every single time someone is not successful in their business venture is an opportunity to learn, to tweak, and run another experiment on the back of that, taking that knowledge bank with you. So resilience comes to mind when I'm thinking about people and short-term and long-term goals. Resilience. Don't give up the first time. It's like walking, you know, it doesn't happen immediately. It takes a bit of time to train the muscles and the mind to work together. But we all eventually get there. So you might be someone who does the long journey, or someone who does quick and strong moves, and you end up gaining momentum earlier on. That's okay. It doesn't matter what kind of action orientation person you are, but we must get in charge of our mindset. And this is where a lot of people come in to get that added advantage of going into hypnosis and really allowing that hypnosis to reinforce that trajectory of success. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed today's talk time. If you're interested to know more about hypnotherapy and how it works on helping people to achieve their goals and that sort of thing, you can check out my school, nzach.ac.nz. And there's lots of information about the diploma course. We start up again in February next year. You can come and sit in if you want to a couple of classes just to see if it's your cup of tea. We run them on a Thursday evening, New Zealand time, from 7 till 9:30. And it's an online diploma course. So yeah, if you're keen on finding out more, please get in touch. And anyway, that's us for now. I'll join you again next week. Ka kite.